What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? Come on in the room. Come on in the room. I just love it. We here in the back of Derrick, like, let's go.
Let's
go.
Real good energy. Let's go. Yo, it's Friday.
It's Friday. Happy Friday.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I ain't gonna tell what I'm thinking about.
I probably don't want you to.
I don't. I know what I want for lunch.
Really?
It
Some
is about
bacon
that
food.
time.
That's not on your diet.
That is on my diet.
No, there's rice and peas.
I just
Neither one
get
of them. It doesn't taste the same. It doesn't taste the same.
What's wrong?
All right. You guys, welcome to our Fearless Investing Podcast. We have Derrick Gooden in the house, in the studio today.
Let's go.
But before we make it, let's have a quick commercial break.
All right.
Let's get in the room.
Yo, what's going on? Listen, it's Keith Derrick, Real Estate Diddy. I'm right here at the Simple Sexy Flipping Conference. I gave 10 ways on how to find off-market properties. If you're somebody trying to learn how to use the bank, find private money lenders, and know how you can fund the properties, you need to be here.
I would definitely recommend this event to anybody, especially if you're looking to get started in this business, because sometimes you just don't know where to go, and sometimes you don't know how to get started, and sometimes it could be the reverse. You got the motivation, but you don't have the education, or you have the education, you don't have the motivation. So sometimes it's being in certain rooms with certain people that'll kind of uplift you or inspire you or get you moving, get you thinking. But more importantly, this is the kind of room you want to be in, especially if you're a newbie.
Let's go, Derrick. I want to first say thank you for agreeing to be on the Fearless Investing Podcast today.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you. I'm excited to dig in. Tony, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
You loaded?
But I'm ready.
You always start with the first question. What do you mean?
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
have to use reverse psychology on you because you like to do
Yes,
it
we
like
play
that.
games.
Yeah.
All right. So, who is Derrick Gooden?
Who is Derrick Gooden? Okay, depending on who you ask. I'll just give you all a little background about me. So I'm a Birmingham native. I'm the founder of Gooden Inspection Services. We've been in business here in Birmingham for 3 years. A little bit of background. I come from the utilities world, worked in the utility for about 14 years. 7 of those years were in maintenance. The other 7 were in like the human resource, more the people side. I bring that up because it's both of those experiences that gave me a lot of confidence when I wanted to move into doing home inspection, because it involves talking about technical issues and also dealing with people. So that's my small background, just a little information about me.
Okay.
Oh man, I don't
You just did something amazing.
You did do something. He's like, what? It was a month ago. Now you know.
What happened a month ago?
You talking to me? What happened?
What happened a month ago?
It may be a month ago.
Oh, I got married. Oh, let's go. What's up, Olivia? Hey, look. Shout it out, yeah. Yeah, I got married. You know, trying to get to Denmark, like the Denmark's doing it, you know. Hey, it's good work. I love Black Love, love seeing you all work together.
Thank you.
For
Thank you.
sure. So
Yes.
I love seeing it too. I love seeing
Agreed.
it too.
We had a beautiful wedding. You got a
Yes.
beautiful wife. I was so happy to see it because you was talking about it. And the first time we talked on the phone, it was like, I got engaged and I'm finna get married. And it was like, boom, I'm finna have a wedding. Like, oh, that was
yeah.
so congratulations to that. That's a big thing.
Thank you.
Salute. We need more
Absolutely.
couples, more married couples doing things
Yes.
together and loving on each other and pushing each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Let's. Somebody just asked the question. They said, y'all gonna take us off that quick. We'll go with it. How does someone get into home inspections if they were interested? So how did you become a home inspector?
Yeah, so interesting enough, I birthed my business during COVID. So,
Come on, COVID, baby.
Yeah, so I'll start with the backstory. So 2015, I bought my first house. And when I bought my house, the home inspector, he impressed upon me the idea that I could possibly do that. Because I was walking with him. I was like, wait a minute. How long it took you? How much you charged me? Okay, this may be something I can get into. Fast forward to 2020 when the world shut down. Actually started taking like courses to learn more about flipping houses, learn more about just educating myself on it. And then I found like this module content base where it was just talking about building science. And I took the class, got into it, what went from an education to an obsession because I mean, I'm supposed to be working from home. So, I'm just taking all of the time and, just put it toward that and got to the end of that. I passed the National Home Inspector exam, which is one of the requirements. There's an ethics portion, of course, that's tied to it and making sure that you have the insurance. And the last part was making sure that before you can become licensed in the state of Alabama, you have to complete 35 inspections, and that's with a qualified mentor. Luckily enough, the gentleman that once I passed my exam, I put it on Facebook, and the gentleman that did my home inspection, he said, "Hey man, if you're crazy enough to do the inspection or pass that exam, I'm gonna give you what you need."
Wow!
So he blessed me with just the opportunity to get exposure under him, no strings attached, and that was it's been so rewarding for me and my family. Worked me off my my job. I told you I was with the with the utility company here 14 years.
Wow!
And allowed me to work my way off my job.
Work it full time. I will got say. So many things going on. Let me tell you this real quick.
Okay.
A part of overcoming your fears is having a foundation, and a part of our foundation is our pillars, relationships. He just said it. Like you have to be connected to the right people. You have to be around the right people, having the right conversations. So make sure that you are getting in the right rooms. Make sure that you're only listening to people that's feeding you positivity. All right. Don't get around the negative people that's going to always say you can't do it. This is not going to work. Get around people that's going to encourage you and motivate you.
And I think just to tag on to what you said, letting people know what it is that you're doing. Had you not posted that on Facebook, had you not been vulnerable and tell it, look, this is what I did. I don't even know what I'm doing next, but this is what I did. You wouldn't have got that call. You wouldn't have gotten that opportunity. So people need to know what it is that you're doing. They need to understand, like, listen, a move has been made because you never know who your partner is going to be. Like that became your partner, your mentor and partner. Yeah. So absolutely. So that was my first thing. Like you just got to open your mouth. Stop holding everything in. No, tell people what it is that you're doing and just watch how many doors open once you do it. What was the second thing? I had one more thing that was rolling through.
I got a question.
Okay.
What was your biggest fear?
That I was rolling into the fear.
Okay.
So 14 years is a long time.
Right. Yeah.
And that's not a normal, I've been there 14 years, so I'm just gonna throw my deuces up. what did it? What was that journey? What did it feel like?
Oh yeah. So it was. So I'm gonna answer the fear portion. Of course, letting go of stability, what was comfortable, but what was comfortable was what was getting in the way of what I could complete, and that really shifted my mind to like, okay, I'm getting calls from agents. Now, again, it's COVID, so this when interest rates low, everybody buying a house. So me being at work is burdensome, and and I'll go even further. Like I noticed that when I started doing inspections part-time, at the end of the year, I'd outpace my salary doing inspections.
Part-time.
Getting off work. Doing inspections. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was and so like the next year was like, okay. All right, first year was like, okay,
it's abnormal, but it was cool.
All right, I'll take it. Second year, it was like, okay, the consistency, and then to your point, relationships had started developing, and I had realtors that really appreciated my work, and they knew I was new, but they could see me like being intentional about getting better, going to conferences, doing what was necessary to improve, so they continued to work with me. And then, I just got to a point where I couldn't go to work. Yeah.
Ooh, what your wife said about this?
Well, right. So she actually gave me a push. She actually gave me the push to go ahead and go.
You're listening to
go forward. Because it was, and we were engaged at the time, but it was about that time. She saw that I wasn't giving my work the attention that it deserved, and I didn't want to. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm at work with my laptop up doing inspection reports. I became less personable there. It just was time for a change. And if it was the time to try it, it was now before we have kids, and just so that was the push.
Oh, that's so exciting.
That was the push, or it reinforced it. It made sense on paper, but even still, like there's still some hesitation because we got this good insurance, we got this, but she, baby, all right, I got the insurance. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, so
there it is. He has your back.
That's the winner right there.
That's true.
That's the winner. Oh my gosh.
Go question.
Go ahead.
I go be question.
I know
Okay.
you ready.
So I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Okay.
What you say you from Birmingham?
Mm-hmm.
What type of jobs did your parents have? Was your parents entrepreneurs? Was they business savvy, or they just old school 9 to 5, work a good job, and retire at 70?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. So my dad worked 38 years for SIPCO, American Cast Iron Pipe Company, and
that was a good job.
That was a good job.
Yeah. So my dad, and he was also like older, like we got a chance to really, have both of them in the house. My mom, she was more of the entrepreneur. She took care of us. My mom actually leveraged real estate. I'm 35. My mom hasn't worked since I was born off real estate.
Off of real estate?
Off real estate, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that and other other
ventures that come along.
Right. My mom did some videography. She did some just some more odd jobs, but real estate was the thing that sustained her, and and just living a modest lifestyle. That carried her through. So yeah, that was my parents. So that was there, and that's what I saw growing up. So I saw my dad. That's why I got to work. I got to work ethic from my mom had to hustle. So like I got the consistency more from my dad because he was there. Like he was later on in life, but he was there for us. So making sure that we knew how to. I saw him in construction and doing things. Funny story, he built
you took the words out of my mouth. Give me one of the memories.
Listen, so I remember vividly, I went to Center Street Middle School. I used to walk home every day. And I remember my dad and his buddies, they built the clubhouse like in the back of the house that we were staying at. So I said clubhouse. It was more like a 20 by 20, like just, I mean, I saw it from foundation to roofing, and watching him and his friends do it. So, you know, and I never knew how much that impressed upon me, the idea that like, okay, this trade, this is like they keep jobs. They always travel.
They always travel.
So you know, that was good growing up, like just seeing them you know, using that, like just and seeing like a plan come together. And also seeing them celebrated afterwards. Like they hung out in there. Like that was my dad.
Their spot.
Yeah, my dad, like he's smoking. My mom didn't play that in the house. So, you know, he had a spot where he could go out and
go outside
and hang out. Yeah. So, you know,
so up, man. So one thing
I had those same experiences. And you don't realize this. But all right, this has nothing to do with podcasts. But ladies, it's important for your guys to have a safe space in your house, near your house, so they don't go other places. So create that safe space, that safe environment. Ours was our den sometimes. I hated when my dad friends will come up, I'd be like, I can't go wash clothes because I gotta walk through them. But I understand now. Have that safe, you need a safe space, baby. You used to have one, but now all you do is, if you need a safe space,
it's
we'll
safer
create
to
one.
the kids run down there. It's safer to the kids run down
Oh
there.
my gosh.
Oh man, you threw me so far. I don't even know what I was
sorry.
So what is when you're talking about your mom, your dad, what's one thing from your mom that not necessarily she taught you, but just by watching her, what did you learn?
One thing that I learned watching my mom, figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah, that was always her thing. Like she was gonna figure it out. Like I say this lightly, and my siblings might be watching, but I have more trust in my mom. Like my dad was, again, he provided like the structure, but I have more trust in my mom, like figuring it out.
Figuring it out. Critical thinking.
That's her. That's the skill set. And yeah, that was what I observed from her the most.
One nugget I want to drop is, y'all, these kids watching.
They watching, y'all.
Everything you do, everything you say, how you move, they're watching. And you want to make sure that you are providing a positive example.
As best as you can. Some things you're going to do is just going to be
messed up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you want to make sure that when they get older and they are making them life decisions, they can look back on you and what you did and say, hey, my auntie did this, my mom did this. My dad was an entrepreneur. So understand that the decisions that you make today are going to affect the generations that come behind you.
I feel like, and you tell me if I'm wrong, I feel like you may have had more confidence in your mom because she probably talked out what was going on, and your dad just worked through it.
That's it. Yeah, my mom was more like, she would say what she was going to do and do what she said. Whereas my dad, it was more. So I would categorize my mom as more of a planner. So that's some of the takeaways. Yeah. So being able to figure it out, it takes planning and following through on that. So
parents, y'all talk to your kids. Tell them what you're doing, what your plans are, what you're thinking about doing, because that helps them think through situations as adults. Because if we don't know that you thought through something and what those obstacles were, whether good or bad, we can't think through them when we get in that situation as an adult.
Agreed. All right. So what's the worst inspection you ever did? Like, what's the one where you like, man, I can't even believe I took this job?
Oh man, it was a vacant. All right, so one of the realtor on this, she's actually part of the community, but it was a vacant home, and I mean it had bushes growing, like vegetation everywhere. You could tell that snakes have been in there. You see dead snake skin. You see wreck. So you going through the house. soon as you, first of all, as soon as you get in the house, you can see out the roof. So like, obviously that has to be replaced. Seeing the floor, man, it's it was bad. It was jacked up. It's like, why everything just need to be replaced.
Like, why you even sit me in here?
Come on. Like you
I just made up in my mind. I don't want to be an inspector ever. Because like you gotta be like real tough to know that something's gonna come out potentially while you crawling up under something. And I just thought about being at that house yesterday when they were like, we saw rat droppings, but come on to this attic. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be the first one.
The risk we take.
The risk. That's why you get paid the big bucks. That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Okay, that's good.
For the risk. It's called hazard pay.
That's what
hazard pay. Okay. So if we like to give game, we like to give knowledge. So for somebody who has never bought a property, they live in an apartment, and they are going to explore the world of home ownership, whether it's an investment property, whether it is buying a home to live into. I just made my
live in.
Live in.
Yeah.
What advice would you give that person? What advice would you give them? Hey, look out for these 3 things when you're looking at a property.
Cool. Even better. I got you. So I always give like new home buyers. I have a to-do list, and it's the what, when, where, what, who, what, when, where, and that'll tell you why you need an inspection. So who should be at an inspection? Obviously, the client. The reason they should be there is because we all get heavy emails. Because at the end of the report, which at the end of the inspection, you're gonna get a report. It's probably gonna be about 30 to 40 pages in length. All right. And who want to open that? Who's going through that? Who's reading all 40 pages? So I always recommend that the client is there so they can, or if not there, at the very least, come at the back end of 30 minutes
there
out.
You go.
So I can provide like context of like what's going on with the property. So I can point to that moisture stain that I found, or the issue with the roof, or etc. So that's the who. The what is an inspection? So it's important that I set the expectation for what you're about to experience. All right. So a home inspection, by definition, is a visual observation of the property at a given time. All right. Now, I go beyond the standards of visual. Like I'm techie. I like tools. So I got the drone. I'm doing infrared scans. I'm going. I got my voltage testers. Like I'm doing. I'm testing things out to see how the home functions as a system. So yeah, that's visual observation of it. And once you go under contract, so that person that's getting ready to move from out of that apartment, once they go under contract, whether it's investor or if you're looking to occupy the home, you want to contact me immediately, get on that schedule so we can get out there, because normally 3 to 5 to 7 business days you have to get that inspection done. So when it comes to where, I want to highlight my routine. So I start in the kitchen. I start in the home. Want to make sure that hot water's running. This could tell me 1 or 2 things. I mean, obviously I want to know if it's on gas or electric, but I want to know if the hot water's on. Is the gas valve off, or do I need to go to the panel box and turn it on? Just get some familiarity with the house. Walk around. Exterior, I'm looking at foundation, siding, things like that. Then I'm going up on the roof. Then I'm taking my way, if it's a garage, I'm going in, sweeping through there. Now, the whole time I'm looking at the electrical panels, I'm testing outlets, I'm raising windows, I'm functioning through the house. And my goal is to make sure it's safe for you and your family. And I hope that explains why, like, you get a home inspection. Siri jumping in. Siri got a question.
Hell out of here. Okay.
I know that was a lot, but
no, that was good.
That was good, because I walked through the house with you while you were saying it. I turned on the water, and then you didn't say this, but I imagined that the water kept running the whole time while you were walking through the house. That's what my brain told me.
We don't plug up the sink at that point. Yeah, so we're definitely letting the water run, making sure it's hot, just and also checking the plumbing to be underneath the sink. So things like that. But I mean, and that's the short version. Typical home inspection for someone just buying a house, it typically takes about 2.5 hours for a home that's 1,500 square feet. Just kind of put that in context, 1,500 to 1,700 square feet. That's about a 3-2 with a garage. So it typically takes me about 2.5 hours to get through a house that size.
You gotta have a pretty good attention span.
To go through it.
There's no ADHD up in this. What am I supposed to do again?
You got a sheet, Ashley.
That's why you have processes.
That's why you
You gotta have your system. That's what keeps me accountable. That routine and redundant, like that keeps me accountable.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Real quick, we are giving away a
Someone
ticket.
said Derrick is very thorough. Absolutely.
We're giving away a ticket to the Simple Sexy Flipping Conference. Mr. Derrick himself is going to pick the winner.
Okay.
So if you are not in our group, REI Decoded, make sure you go enter into the group. It's a free group that enters you into the drawing to win the ticket. All right. All you got to do is go get in the group. You're entered into the drawing to get the ticket. Yasmin is going to update it before we do it. So go get in there now if you're not in there so that we can talk more real estate at a future time and debunk some myths. What's one of the biggest myths about home inspection, Derrick?
One of the biggest myths about home inspections is, I think one of the things that I get a lot of is people ask, is the house, do you think that house can be repaired? Do you think this is a good buy? That's one of the things.
Not your job.
Yeah, right. Not my job. But what I do tell my clients, thankfully, like I built some relationships. So just about any problem we run into, we can get it fixed. There's an answer. There's a solution for this. If there's a foundation crack 2.5 inches down the side of your house, we can get it fixed. If there's roofing damage, okay, we know there's a problem, so we can get that fixed. Age of the HVAC, hey, it's 20 years old. It may need to be replaced soon. This may be a deferred item, but it works now. So things like that.
Be on the lookout.
Yeah. So people ask, and I think people have to approach it objectively when it comes to buying a house. Like, okay, hey, this is the house that I wanted. I know I wanted it. I wanted the house. That's why I called you, the inspector, to come check it out. Now I'm going to tell you what's going on with it. Good, bad, or ugly. I'm going to tell you what's going on with the house. And and direct you to the contractors to help you get it fixed. So
okay.
Hold up, I lost my train of thought. When they're looking at a house, they go through the inspection. What are your next steps? Like, how do you help them? You give them a report. Do you have to physically? Is it paper? Is it like why should they use Derrick? What makes Derrick so amazing when it comes to being the guy that you use for home inspections? Okay, so I'm gonna give you a very thorough home inspection. One of the things I include with my home inspections is the infrared scan, and again, that tells me what is the infrared scan. Yeah, let's get it to
what's the infrared scan?
So infrared. So all right, so I give you examples. So all right, we see these 4 walls that we're in right now, so we can't see behind them, and I can't either. But I could use infrared gun to see if the insulation is missing in there. There's moisture stains. Yeah, things like that. Yeah, so that's one of the services. Also, another service that we've added is now a sewer scan or sewer scope. And what that does, so when you purchase a home, you inherit, if it's a historic home, new construction as well, you inherit the sewer line, whether it's going to the septic or the main. of the street. You want to know the condition of it. If there's trees in the yard, could be root intrusion, could be offset. Somebody, they may have not properly bedded it. I've seen a lot of situations where plumbers call them bellies, and it's basically where water is supposed to flow.
And that's it.
It's not supposed to sit in the pipeline. So these are things that can be identified during the home inspection, and very valuable adds to when it comes to repairs and negotiations as well.
All right, walk me through the sewer scope.
Yeah.
Hold up. So I'm gonna ask my question and then ask your question.
Okay.
Because his answer gonna probably be
My question.
Yes.
So I need to come up with another question.
no.
Okay.
So I was talking to the guy there about a sewer line.
Yeah.
And if you are getting a sewer scope, do you recommend you getting a clean out first? Do you recommend you getting the line cleaned out? If they say, hey, it's a little stopped up, can the camera go through this whatever? Or what does that look like?
So it just depends. So like the camera, it doesn't have an agitator on it. So like I'm not breaking through roots.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now if I get stopped at roots, now there's sometimes where it's just like entering into. So if there's a crack in the water in the line, roots will make their way in there. And sometimes I can push past it with the force of my camera head. Other times the roots will grow so thick, the diameter of that pipe it'll grow so thick that I can't even get down there. And that's gonna be a problem. So I would recommend cleaning, I would recommend identifying it first, just so you're not, and then cleaning afterwards. So
Okay.
So in that case, do they have to have a clean out like in the yard, or can the camera go even if the clean out is from the top of the house?
Yeah. So there are few points where I enter in. I'll go in if there isn't a clean out. It tells me It tells me that the line hasn't been replaced, or it's a historic line right away. Because a lot of times, sometimes they'll when rehabbing a house, they'll advertise new plumbing, but it's just new plumbing up to
In the house.
in the house, right? But you still have that for that 1940s home. You still have that clay line, or it may be brittle. It may be functional, but you want to know that before you purchase the home.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, I can go in through the roof as well. That's a roof vent as well.
So, do you often get calls for like new construction?
I share. Okay, so I had there was a new construction that I did, and it had they had rocks down there in the line, and that's pretty common when the clean out. A lot of times it's exposed. A lot of times there's no, contractors be cunning. So like now they
Contractors be cunning.
towels, I've seen quite a bit of new construction, but they're mostly clean. But then you have some where you don't properly put a fitting in, and you got separation there. So definitely worth getting it on both. I sell it like this: it's peace of mind.
It's a peace of mind.
Yeah, you want to know again when you purchase a home, what you also purchase that sewer line, whether it's going to a sewer or septic. So you want to know what's going on with it.
I love it. So with the rocks, and I was told from a contractor that the reason why they put rocks is because water flows through rocks. So they try not to pack it with dirt because dirt gets stuck, but water flows through rocks. So that's like their new thing. They put the rocks in it because water flows easily through rocks.
Don't put no rocks in my sewer.
Yeah.
I heard that.
But if that rock gets to a T and it's blocking up, it's restricting. What's going to happen is if it's stuck in place at that T, and my camera head can't get around it. I can't force around it. That means any debris is going to get trapped around it. So, you want that removed.
And they probably don't need to be in the sewer line, but that was their logic. But because there's more stuff in the sewer line.
Yeah.
We don't. We hadn't talked
Don't talk
about
to
it.
him.
He give me a
Don't
lesson
talk
on
to
that.
him no more.
Somebody says Derrick tells you everything that you may not want to know, but you have to know. Sometimes you gotta put
You
on
gotta know.
Hey,
on your big kid underwear
Yeah.
and just take it and make a decision. So
that's true.
even though you get the inspection report back, even though you get things back, and it's like, oh my goodness, is this house gonna fall? The house is not probably gonna fall apart. Okay, there's things that has to be done. It doesn't mean that everything has to be done, or does it, Derrick? Doesn't mean that everything that's on that inspection report needs to be done before they buy the house.
Yeah. So I break it up into two categories. So
Okay.
I'm a high level the things that are safety concerns. So at all heights, safety is going to be important. I don't care how small, how large, safety is going to be prioritized. So something as simple as GFCIs around the kitchen. All right. So
Hold up. What's a GFCI?
Gotcha. GFCI is a acronym for ground fault circuit interrupter. One of the ways
I never knew what it stood for.
yeah.
Okay.
One of the ways we identify them, you see the outlets with the test and the reset in the center of them. That's most people see them in the bathrooms. All right. And what it does, so just situation, let's say you're in the bathroom, you got a face bowl full of water and blow drying your hair.
I was thinking the blow dryer too.
Going with the blow dryer example. All right. You drop that blow dryer. What you want it to do is kill power to the outlet so you don't run the risk of getting electrocuted. So that's a safety item, and it's an inexpensive safety item, right? Yeah, that's an inexpensive safety item. That's that's going to be a high level recommendation if it's not in place. Other things to your question, other things would be like maintenance items. So these are things that we can adjust the squareness of the door. Right, we can get a contractor in here to do that. We can do that after close. That doesn't impact the unless there's unlevel floor, like unless there's structural issues that's causing just going through the house and identifying like holes in drywalls. We can repair that.
Yeah.
So
those are the easy fixes.
Those are the ones you can see are the easy ones. I also want to add this, and when you're doing it, when you're getting an inspection, make sure the person that does it is licensed. I usually lead with my license. That's HI 4501. And the reason I do that, not so much. I mean, you want someone, it's not a superficial thing. You want someone that's credentialed to go in your home and provide. Because, like as I mentioned earlier, before I got my license, I had to get insurance. All right. So what that does is if there's an error or things take place, you have support versus letting your uncle that know how to work on cars real good go up in your attic. That's
red flag.
Yeah. And people, I get called. Well, I've gotten calls before of people that even skipped out on the home inspection or let someone that's not qualified. A general contractor is not a home inspector.
He's not a home inspector.
Yeah, and make that distinction. I go, for example, earlier this week did a nice $1 million house. Found 43 things wrong with it. New build.
Hold up.
Because I think that's important.
New build.
Wow.
Yeah.
43 things.
Yeah.
So let's not go into these houses thinking that it's going to be perfect. Even if it's remodeled, you're going to have issues. Even if it's a new build, you're going to have issues. It's so common. I was literally on a call this morning and the guy was like, well, they said it was all new. Okay, but people don't know until you get in. If you didn't have an inspection, they don't know until you get in if that plug doesn't work.
Right.
So just tell them and let them fix it. But it's not a huge thing to go crazy about. Just know that houses were built. And like Derrick said, everything can be fixed. It may take some time. It may take some money, but everything can be fixed. We had a new construct that was in Calera, and people would be like so worried when they got into real estate, like, oh my gosh, this have to be done. I only want new construct. And I had to tell them, like, my new construct in Calera has a crack going from one side of the house to the bathroom all the way to the other side. A new construct. So houses shift, things are gonna move,
Yeah.
things are gonna settle. It doesn't stop you from doing the deal. It doesn't stop you from buying. Don't let it stop you from doing the deal and buying your house. Like, get off the sideline. Don't let that be your fear or your crutch that stops you from being your best.
One thing I would definitely say is on your first 3 to 5 properties, get a home inspection.
Yeah.
It's one of the cheapest educations you can get because the knowledge that you get walking through an inspector is going to save you so much time and so much headache because you're going to know how to identify certain things that you just walk away from, or certain things where you know it's going to cost more than you wanted to cost. So don't waste your time.
Yeah. And it makes building that scope of work at the beginning so much cleaner because now you know, okay, this right here is 2 prongs on this on this plug.
Yeah.
So guess what? It's not grounded.
That's easy. Like that can save you so much money and time.
Yeah.
Because it's just we went into the house today, and I would say 4 of the plugs in the room had 3 prongs. One of the plugs had 2 prongs. Your house not grounded, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell them that. He didn't even know what we was talking about, but I could just tell him, hey, this house isn't grounded. You're probably gonna have to either ground it from the electrical box, or you're going to have to ground it from the inside. So like, understand that those are the little things that you learn talking to inspectors.
Yeah.
You learn those little things.
You learn what's a hazard. What's okay, this is a fire hazard. Right. So let me make sure I put those GFCIs in the bathroom and the kitchen because you don't want to get electrocuted.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
All right.
What were you about to say? Y'all ready?
Questions.
What is something that you would tell an investor to look for that you find often during a property inspection?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm gonna piggyback off what you were saying. Like you go in the house, you see that 2-prong, just some easily identifiable things that got me to thinking some things I want to share. So you go in the house and you see a Federal Pacific panel box. All right, that's they've been known to be hazardous because of the breakers. So those are some of the things I that's gonna be in my red items list. So that's gonna
Federal
Pacific. Yep. Federal Pacific
panel box.
Now where does
it a breaker box or is it a
specifically?
So in the in the panel box is generally where the breakers are. That's what we have control over, the breakers. It's listed should be listed either on the inside of the panel box or on the cover of the panel box. Yeah. When I see Federal Pacific, that's gonna high level go to safety concern. Yeah.
Why?
Well, because there's been case studies on Federal Pacific panel boxes and them causing fires in homes. So because of that, in my industry, we have to identify those as defects. So Federal Pacific panel box. So that's electrical. HVAC. One of the things that I look for is the refrigerant type. So R22 refrigerant type. All right, that's an older and it's starting to phase out.
It has phased out.
Yeah, right. So that R22, and you know they've shifted since then. So when I see that on the serial or on the data plate, that's one of the things that I caution buyers on. When it comes to the plumbing, if you have cast iron pipe, cast iron pipe has a useful life of about 30 to 50 years. All right. Now some may last longer depending on. I mean, every house is different.
Right.
But at the very least, I would get a sewer scope. And yeah. Those 3 things just kind of came
to that note right there. So the guy we met today, he was telling us he thinks he got a sewer problem. So initially, I recommended you. Okay. Hey, you can call Mr. Derrick out here, get you a sewer scope. But then he kept talking. He was like, well, the tenants told me that it'd be water under the house and they can smell some stuff. Well, you don't need Derrick. You got crack in your sewer line. I can tell you that right now. You need a plumber.
If it's already coming out,
If it's already coming
It's
out,
out.
you can smell it.
Yeah.
That means the sewer line has already went bad, at least in one area,
Mhm.
and it's going to even be hard to replace one area of a cast iron pipe. So when you get into cast iron pipe, you're gonna end up kind of replacing that whole line.
someone said HVAC is changing soon. Can you speak on that?
I am a home inspector there and a generalist. Now I do try to keep up with like what's changing in different industries. So I National Electric Code, things like that. But I mean, I can't speak specifically to what's
That
going on in
industry.
just HVAC.
I guess what do you mean by that? Because I don't even know if I understand completely. If you're saying like with the R22 and they have shifted that out, they've made a replacement for it.
Mhm.
So although it's an older unit, for the R22 is Freon, by the way. So it's the Freon that you put into the AC unit. So they've made a replacement for it so that you can still service your units. But R22, they're not currently making R22 anymore. You have to use what's the replacement called, Antonio?
It's a bunch of
14.
different ones.
410.
Yeah.
410 is the new one, but if you a replacement for 22 is some people use 407C, MO99. I mean, don't worry about that.
So just know that can be, if that's your challenge, that challenge can be overcome.
Yes.
Your HVAC specialist can go buy it from the store because they have the right certifications for getting it for you and putting it in.
Right.
So don't stress about it.
Benefits. I would say a benefit, and then you give me another benefit there. One benefit, besides getting that knowledge of that inspector's knowledge, is being able to show that inspection report to your contractor so that you can talk that same language, because inspection reports and contractors talk the same language.
Yeah.
If you go to that contractor and say, hey man, my inspector say I got galvanized or I got some type of piping. I don't know what it is, but it just needs to be changed. That's not telling that plumber what he needs to know.
No.
But that inspection report is going to say this is galvanized plumbing. That resonates with him.
And it's going to show a picture typically of the situation so they know exactly, okay, let me go to this. This look like we're okay in this section. So let me go to this section so I know exactly what to do with it.
And it's also going to educate you so you know the implications of having like older galvanized pipe in your home. So that's one of the benefits of it. So you understand, you'll have a picture to support it, but you'll understand like what to expect with that, because anytime I see galvanized, that's
those are things you can recognize.
Readily under the sink at the supply line for the toilet. These are things that you can readily recognize.
You had a question down there.
So have you ever had to rescind or dramatically reduce an offer after an inspection? It's all a negotiation after it. You just know that if you're the buyer in this situation and you're trying to negotiate for it, be willing to walk away from the deal.
One thing I add is that's another benefit of getting a home inspection is you have leverage to go back to the seller and say, hey, I need a little price reduction because it's more things wrong than I expect. So even though a home inspection costs you $300, $400, $500, if you can go back to the seller and get a couple $1,000s reduced because that inspection by a licensed inspector said, hey, this AC for to go out. Yeah. I need to account for that.
Or it's not even producing at all.
So that's another good reason to make sure that you are getting home inspections.
Absolutely.
All right.
Any other benefits that we missed there when it comes to getting a home inspection?
I mean, y'all hit them. The education portion, being able to negotiate the price, or being able to go back to the contractor, or being able to talk to the contractor and let them know that, hey, this is what I need, and it just streamlines like the scope of work that you may be putting together if you know what's going on. Because I mean, think about it, man. People don't go in their crawl spaces People don't go in the attic.
Nobody goes in the attic
until this time of year when they pulling out them Christmas trees or something like that. So that's about the only time. But you know, if and by the way, if you laying your Christmas tree on your installation, shame on you, because that's compressing it. It's taking the R value out of it. Don't do that.
The R value.
Yeah.
Tap on that a little bit. What is the R value?
Yeah. So when you're insulating a home, R value speaks to so in short, what it does, it keeps the energy circulating. So that's one of the things they tell you to insulate the windows. Or upgrade to double pane windows so that you're able to keep in energy loss. Our value speaks to energy loss overall. So and energy loss is everywhere if not taken care of, maintained. So if you don't have a weather strip on your door, you're losing energy because it's getting out. You know, if your windows aren't, if your older windows typically lose energy as well. So
I learned about that installation on our first flip, and I didn't know nothing about installation. Didn't even really know what it was, but we had a super low R rating, and he made us bring it. I don't know what numbers was, but he made us bring it up, and I actually had to go to Home Depot and learn about the different type of installations, the different ways to install the installation. What else?
And you did it?
I actually did. I mean, by this time of that project, we ain't had no more money, so somebody had to do it. But yeah, I got up there and I sprayed the installation. I had somebody down there feeding the bags. It's a process. You gotta wear a mask.
Yeah,
but
it's hot in that attic.
It is something that matters when you're buying a home.
Yeah.
All right.
I recently did a home, and when the contractors was opening it up, I was like, so it's no installation up there? Y'all gonna fix that, right? Like, yes. As they're sending me the video, y'all gonna fix that, right? Like, how did the house have none?
Yes.
Because nobody goes there.
So, you ready, Ash, to get this ticket away? All right. So, what we're going to do is we are going to pick 2 people as winners.
Okay.
I'm trying to read sign language right now, so
one person will win. But if the first person has any conflict when it comes to day and won't be able to attend, or don't have anyone that can attend in their place, then we'll roll over to the second person, the second winner.
Make sure that whenever you come, whoever wins, that Mr. Derrick is going to be at the conference. We are going to walk through. He's going to show us some of these things that he has talked about. We're going to get some live hands-on training.
There's a lot of names.
A lot of names, some hands-on training. So we're going to give a drum roll to see who is our lucky winner.
I did something wrong.
There we go. It's the middle.
All right, there we go. Spinning.
Trish. Congratulations,
come on, Trish.
I'm about 95% sure
that she's coming.
We don't need no second person.
Are you free on January 12th through the 13th?
And you on here. Great job. Yeah.
We waiting on you. All right, we're going to do the second one.
One more.
Yeah.
One more. All right. Who we got?
Sierra Henderson. She can't count.
She don't count.
She on the panel. She on the panel.
All right. One more. Let's see.
Tamika Price Edwards.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Look, go ahead. If Trish says I'm gonna be out of town with my grandbabies that weekend, I'm going to the Eagles game because y'all know she loved the Eagles. Then Tamika Price Edwards will be the winner. So Tamika, know you in the background. We're gonna wait for Trish. Trish, if you ready to go, we are ready to receive you. If you guys haven't got your tickets for the conference yet, make sure you get your tickets for the conference. Early bird ends today at midnight. Early bird ends today at midnight. So if you haven't got your early bird tickets, don't say I should have, wish I could have did it. Do it. Like, don't make excuses. Do it. Get in the room. The magic happens in the room. Y'all think y'all learned a lot from Derrick today? You're going to learn even more from Derrick when we're walking through. Yes, you won, Trish. When you're walking through a property. So shout out to Derrick for being one of our sponsors. Shout out to him also for he's going to lead us when we are at the property on Saturday. So I'm excited for that bus tour. I'm excited to see Derrick in action, teaching and going over what
You
it
gonna have the infrared?
I'm gonna have
I need all your gadgets.
All the
gadgets.
All the gadgets.
I'm gonna be the spectator trying to learn.
Shout out to our other sponsors,
Yes.
New Western, Jump Fathers, Dennos Funding, X Clipper Academy. Don't forget to go join REI Decoded. Jacob Title. Did I miss Jacob Title? Oh, that was over there. Okay. Jacob Title. So if you are trying to build your power team in real estate,
that's your power team.
These are the cheat code. These are the people you need to have. You need to have an inspector. You need to have somebody that's gonna fund your deals. You need to have somebody that's gonna close your deals. You need to have somebody to buy the deals from. So understand that this is the cheat code to building your power team in real estate. We got a message yesterday.
Yes, I literally just went to
We got a message yesterday, and I tell you, it warmed our hearts to hear this young man message. It was so amazing. You gonna read it?
I'm reading. So he said, "Thanks, Ashley. My partners and I have missed the past several REI events. However, we finished up the majority of our work on our flips, not one flip, flips, and are looking forward to attending what comes next. This time around, I get to attend as a certified agent. Your networking circle helped grow my personal brand and business tremendously. You guys are awesome." When I tell y'all know I am a bag of water. I was literally crying, excited. Y'all know I'm like, let's go, because that's what it's all about. This is the cheat code. Why try to figure it out and have your wheels spinning it? It's taking you a year. It's taking you 6 months to really get off the sideline. No, every one of those sponsors are your cheat codes. So call Jacob Title so that they can do your closing and they can walk you through that closing process. Call Good Inspection so he can help you when it comes to making sure that that investment property you're buying is solid, or even that home that you're buying. Call Dennos Funding if you're ready to get the funding to get started in the real estate, or you need help with your business funding at all. Call Junk Fathers for your clean out to get those dumpsters. Like, don't waste any game. And guess what? Go get your property from New Western, because they are probably one of the largest wholesalers in this area. And they don't just have deals in Birmingham, but they're doing deals in multiple states. So guess what? If you're investing in, one of our students is investing in Florida. He's like, yeah, I'm already on New Western buyers list and I've been making offers with them. So guess what? Do the same thing and don't limit yourself. Join REI Decoded, because look, you could have won a free ticket to the conference or anything else that we give away, and get a free course just for getting started. So get into the room, get around people who are doing like-minded and doing the things that you want to do, so that you can stop saying, okay, next year 2025 I'm gonna do it. No, do it now. Nothing's stopping you but you. But just do it.
Good.
Tuesday we have a holiday party. Bring your family.
It's a family event.
Yes, bring your wife, bring your kids, bring your husband. We're gonna be playing games. There's a light show. It's gonna be some music. It's not a speaker. It's not a formal type situation.
It's a lot of fun.
Come out, have some fun, and enjoy that time with us. So if it's a good date night, fellas, come get you a couple snacks,
a few drinks,
and enjoy yourself.
And then don't worry about your kids. We got a kid corner going down. Our kids gonna be there. They're gonna have fun. They're gonna dance. They're gonna play games. Like, have fun. Yes. Don't let your kids be the reason why you don't come because you don't have a babysitter.
And a lot of and the reason we do it is because when we started having kids, it was hard to go to networking meetings because somebody had to stay back and watch the kids. But this is the opportunity where you can actually bring your kids and be in the room with other like-minded people and enjoy family and grow at the same time.
And your kids are going to absolutely love the light show that Vulcan puts on this time of year. So be there. Don't message me asking me any questions during that time, because I ain't going to have my phone and I ain't going to respond to you in time because I'm going to be there.
All right.
engaged.
I'm
Having
gonna let
fun.
Derrick close us out. Anything you want to say to the people, D? Don't you?
Yeah. So
How do they get in contact with?
that's it. Yeah. So yeah, Good Inspection Services. You can find me online. I'm on Facebook, Instagram as Inspector Derrick. Info at Good Inspections, email, and I always tell my clients. I tell my clients all the time: get you a good inspection, get you a good inspection. So.
Ooh, I like it. Get you a good inspection.
Let's
go.
go.
All right, man. Peace. See y'all. If any more questions in there, we watch these later too. So if you have questions, still drop them in there, and we'll come back and answer them later for you.
Absolutely. We love you guys. I hope you have an amazing weekend. As you prepare for the holidays, stay safe, have fun. We love you guys. Can't wait to see you on Monday. Who's Monday? Monday. Hold on.
Stone coming Monday.
Stone
Ooh,
is
that's
coming
a good one,
Monday.
Let's go.
Let's go. Love you guys.
Peace.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Listen, it's Keith Derrick, Real Estate Diddy. I'm right here at the Simple, Sexy Flipping Conference. I gave 10 ways on how to find off-market properties. If you're somebody trying to learn how to use the bank, find private money lenders, and knowing how you can fund the properties, you need to be here.
I would definitely recommend this event to anybody, especially if you're looking to get started in this business, because sometimes you just don't know where to go. And sometimes you don't know how to get started. And sometimes it could be the reverse. You got the motivation, but you don't have the education, or you have the education, you don't have the motivation. So sometimes it's being in certain rooms with certain people that'll kind of uplift you or inspire you or get you moving, get you thinking. But more importantly, this is the kind of room you want to be in, especially if you're a newbie.